Welcome back. This is The Pulse. Now, Ghana's road safety situation is on a sharp decline. That's the verdict of the National Road Safety Commission after recording increases in all the major indicators for road accidents. In a provisional report released by the Commission, on the average, 200 Ghanaians died each of the 12 months of 2016, resulting from 12,500 accidents across the country. We'll bring you details of the road accident data shortly, but we can look at the causes of these high rate of accidents. Now, the Commission points to high travel speeds on the part of drivers and general indiscipline among pedestrians and motor riders. Well, this year, the Commission says it is introducing a number of measures, including speed cameras, spot fines, among others. We'll speak to them shortly if they're still available. But mind you, roads in Accra are the most dangerous for safety, whilst Upper West roads remain the safest. And we have the full ranking for you. But first, let's take a look at the statistics as presented by the Ghana Road Safety Commission. We can now look at the statistics, and I'm talking about road crashes in 2016, and the figure is at 12,500, like I indicated earlier on. We've also got 19,495 vehicles involved in road crashes. That's 19,495. And then for private vehicles, we've got 8,555. 8,555 private vehicles. And for commercial vehicles, there's 8,113. And for motorcycles, we've got 2,827. My colleague Fred Smith joins me in the studio so we can have a look at the figures together. Fred, we're looking, yesterday we had this conversation, and that was way before the Road Safety Commission released the figures, as we can see now. But we're looking at very high casualty figures. We're looking at 186 people who die per month. It's 186 people who die per month in road accidents. Fred, you joined me now in the studios, and it's interesting that we had this discussion yesterday. But from the look of things, if you look at the Upper West region, which we discussed yesterday, it was a very bad situation in the Upper West region, and we spoke to my colleague Rafik Salam, who told us how bad the situation is. But if you look at the bigger picture, Upper West seems to be the first on the region with least number of deaths.
Indeed, we're waking up to the shock, and we hear Greater Accra region is the most dangerous to drive or to use the road anywhere in this country.
Okay.
And so what we had from Upper West, even though it was bad, the rest is even worse. So we can look at the casualties as recorded for 2016,
okay.
And these figures are from the data released by the National Road Safety Commission,
okay.
And 186, as you can see,
right.
Died each month. 186 people died each month across the country for the 12 months that we had last year. Now, children accounted for 40.2% more children had accidents.
Died or had accidents.
Well, were involved in accidents and died.
Right.
In 2015, we had 286 children involved in accidents. Fast forward to 2016, 401 children died
so we've got
from
an
road
increase
accidents.
there. That's almost, I'm not very good with maths, but
Oh,
we're
that's
looking at almost a double.
40.2%, almost 50% jump.
Right.
And,
we're looking at almost a double.
That's very
increase.
dangerous. Now, the pedestrian knockdowns also went up by 39.6%.
Right.
So in 2015, for instance, you had 2,121 pedestrian knockdowns.
Okay, so just so you, I mean, let's put it in very simple, basic terms. So 2,121 people were knocked down on the road in 2015.
Precisely. So 2016 is shot up again, 2,961.
Wow.
Do the contrast, 2,961 and 2,121. 39, almost 40% jump in this rate. Also not very encouraging at all.
And if we look at the regions, we're looking at, we've got Greater Accra region, we've got Eastern region, we've got Ashanti region, and then we've got the Bunahafo region. And what are the what do the figures tell us?
Well, for the
regions?
regional breakdowns, we have the regions, the four regions with the highest number of deaths on the roads.
That's Greater Accra.
Greater Accra is the first on that list. 493 people dying on the road in 2016. In the Eastern region, that's second. 347 people dying on the roads. In the Ashanti region, 310, and the Bono-Ahafo region, 286. You remember yesterday, last year we had this accident involving the Metro Mass Transit. Lots of people died, in the Bono-Ahafo region. So yeah, I'm sure that accounted for the huge figures coming from the Bono-Ahafo region. Ordinarily, you'd expect Ashanti region, because you have more vehicles in that region than in the Eastern region, to, you know,
but the figures, there isn't a lot of difference between the figures. If you see, if you look at it, you've got 310, and then you've got 286. So it's still alarming. Both are still alarming figures.
Exactly. But there's also another thing we can look at: the people who were involved.
Well, now that hold on for me, Smith. Well, now that we've looked at the regions with the highest number of deaths, we can look at the regions with the least number of deaths, which Upper West, you know, is tops.
Precisely. The Upper West region had 54 deaths from road accidents. The Upper East region followed. They had 84, and the Central region had 138.
Okay.
All of these not good enough. Even for the Upper West region, 54 people dying. In fact, we want to get to a point where nobody will die on the road in a year.
Now let's look at the casualty breakdown. They give us percentages, and I'm not quite sure what that means.
Well, the adult males, it means men who were involved in accidents.
Casualty, so men who have died, basically, from road accidents.
Yeah, exactly. 66.6% out of the total.
Okay.
For 2016.
Okay.
Then you have adult females, 15.2%. So I don't know. The experts may be able to tell us why more males are dying on the road than females dying on the road.
Right. Right. It's quite sad. It's quite sad. Just in case you haven't looked at it, 12,500 accidents is what we're looking at for 2016 only. 19,495 vehicles were involved in these road crashes. 8,555 of them are private vehicles. 8,113 of them are commercial vehicles, and we've got 2,827 motorcycles. We've been trying to reach the National Road Safety Commission. We've not been successful at this point, but we definitely will bring them in on this so we can have a conversation, right?
But it's encouraging what the steps they plan to take for 2017 to ensure that we reduce these figures. They intend to introduce spot fines, speed cameras, and speed cameras will help a lot.
Speed cameras should help.
Yeah, in jurisdictions
please go ahead.
In jurisdictions where speed cameras are installed, you reduce the number of officers who are stationed on the road, and you are still able to achieve, you know, lower accident rates.
Yes, because then the officers, you reduce the human-to-human contact, which of course breeds corruption.
Exactly.
And then you reduce the time they waste, you know, stopping. Sometimes they just cause traffic on the road, and
it's always difficult to prove, but we know some drivers, you know, violate the traffic regulations and pay bribes to policemen. I mean, it's a known secret.
Yes, I mean, I see it on the road home all the time. But
so if you have cameras, the camera can't take any bribe.
Yeah, and then it'll spare us as a country quite a lot of money.
It will actually raise some revenue for the state.
Hopefully. Okay, we will bring the Road Safety Commission into this conversation as and when we have them. We will try very hard to get them to respond to this so we can engage them further on this. Thank you very much, Fred Smith, for coming through.